Hey guys, so today's video is a little bit different. Every once in a while, I like to sit down and do these chit chat videos with you, update you on so many different things, answer a lot of questions I've been getting, and we have a lot to talk about in this video. There are some topics that honestly I didn't think I'm going to talk about, or I didn't think I was going to, but I feel like we're here. I should just do it. So I hope you enjoy this. Please hit the like button if you do. Please subscribe to my channel if you are new here. And honestly, I've been like wrestling with the idea of if I should even be posting at all right now. If I should be posting regular videos. If you are not watching this in real time, it's when all of the scary coronavirus stuff is going on. And I find myself like watching the news and reading the news for hours at a time, and then I'm on YouTube and I'm literally looking for anything I can watch that is not about the virus. So I know I need an escape. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way and need some content that is not about it to keep your mind off of it at least a little bit. If you are working right now, if you're at a hospital, the grocery store, the gas station, wherever you are, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. If you are able to stay home, please stay home. And I hope that I hope this is all over soon, but it is definitely extremely scary. So with that being said, I'm going to try and post as much of the normal content and the regular content as I can, because again, I know I need an escape and I know a lot of you guys probably do too. So I asked questions on Instagram. I asked like a week ago, and then I asked again yesterday. So I'm just going to go through them, and I screenshot like a ton of questions. I don't know if you can see that. So I do have like a note tab too of what I kept reading over and over again. And of course there's like some parenting questions. There's things that are like all across the board. I'll get this one out of the way right now. I won't make you wait till the end. So of course, when is baby number 2 coming? I have no idea. I'm sure there will be someday at some point. I know that we both have no idea and no plans for when that's going to happen. I've always said that I don't want Forrest and his siblings super far apart, but I couldn't tell you in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years. I really don't know. I feel like we have our hands as full as they can possibly be right now, because it's just the two of us with Forrest. And that's another question too, is like if we have any help. And honestly, it's just us. We don't have any help. Our family is all like a few hours away in several different directions. So of course we see our family every once in a while regularly, but when our family is here, we don't want to leave. We want to spend time with them since we don't see them all the time. So a few weeks ago we started, like, I wouldn't say seriously looking for help, but somewhat, and that has definitely been put on hold with all of this virus stuff. Ideally I would really like someone just a couple times a week, like 2 or 3 days a week for a half day would be an extreme amount of help. And when I was in college, that's what I did. So I'm thinking like a college student or something, someone in our neighborhood. I know it's not enough hours for most people, but for some people in school and whatnot, I think it would be. So yes, if I had help for like 3 hours or 4 hours a couple times a week, that would be immensely helpful. I would be able to post a lot more videos. I would be sleeping more. I would be less stressed. So hopefully sooner than later. I mean, honestly, I don't even think we're going to like start looking again for a few weeks at the very least, probably a few months, because who knows how long all of this is going to last. What does your husband do for work? He works in manufacturing and recipe development. So yeah, that's what he does for work. And right now he is working from home way more than he normally does. He still has to go in for some things, and honestly I like beg him not to, but I know that he needs to. So we're very lucky at least that he can like roll things back in terms of being home a lot more, because of course that is the safest place for him to be. Formula or still breastfeeding. And this is something I was going to talk about in a day in the life video, and I just haven't had a chance to film one of those videos yet. And then I like wrestled with the formula idea for so long, and I felt really guilty. Honestly, I was like very upset about it. I was crying about it a lot because I don't know why. It's one of those things, and I know I've said this before, where if somebody else said to me I'm doing formula and they felt bad, I would say to them that they shouldn't feel bad and their baby's fed and all of that. But for some reason it's one of those things where I can't like hold on to my own advice to somebody else about it. And so Forrest, I would say, everyone always says like the first few months are the hardest, and they definitely are the most like sleep deprived, but 4 to 5 months for us was so hard. And Forrest is 5.5, I almost said 4.5. Forrest is 5.5 months right now, and he was just extremely fussy. We talked to his doctor, of course we did research, we looked all over the place for advice and recommendations. A lot of you guys were giving me advice, and his doctor said like he's fine. He went through like all of these different things, and he said, well, all of this is where it should be, so it's just a phase and he's fine. And it was so difficult having him so fussy all the time. And so someone on Instagram sent me like all of these things that I shouldn't be eating, and that is what really threw me over the edge, because I mean, of course for pregnancy there's tons of things you need to avoid, and then the first several months of breastfeeding there's tons of things I've been avoiding, and then it was just like the hugest list on top of everything else I've already been doing. So I couldn't. First of all, we just bought, like literally the night before, somebody sent me this list of so many things, which I'm not even going to say because our doctor said like things that I'm eating, it's so rare that that would be affecting him in the first place. And I know that's something that's also, people have strong ideas about it on either side of the spectrum, but the night before someone sent me this list, I literally bought like huge quantities from Costco of almost everything on the entire list. And so I'm like, what do I do with this few $100s of food that we just bought that is supposedly I can't eat, you know? And it was like every food group. So we of course had been doing our own research, and I read so many people, a lot of you told me, and I read online from like experiences, that a lot of people started to implement a little bit of formula and saw a huge like uptick in their babies, well, not well-being, but they were happier, they were less fussy, they were way less gassy, like everything across the board was better. So we finally decided, let's just do it. Let's just at least see how it goes and try it. We wanted to make sure like if there was ever a time where he needed formula, he would take it, sort of thing. So at 5 months, we started implementing a bottle before he went to bed, and immediately there was a difference. Immediately, he was way less fussy. And so sometimes we do a bottle in the afternoon and then a bottle before he goes to bed, but he almost always, or he does have at least 1 bottle of formula a day in the late afternoon or before bed. And then again, occasionally it's 2. And then I breastfeed him like all morning, all afternoon in the beginning of the day, all night when he wakes up. So he just has like a little bit, and seriously, he is a happier baby for sure. He has gotten a little bit of like an eczema, skin condition, rash type thing in his body, and it hasn't been that bad. So his doctor said it's just a normal thing that babies get. Some people say sometimes it is from food and allergies, from formula, from something that I'm eating, but it is still fairly mild, so they don't want us to like worry about anything. And they also told us when you eliminate a food group when you're breastfeeding, it takes so long for that to get out of your system that by the time it's out of your system, it probably isn't even an issue for your baby anymore. So again, that's just one professional's advice to us. I know everyone has very different opinions on literally everything that has to do with babies and breastfeeding, but yeah, that's our experience. I'm happy that we at least made the effort, because I mean 5 months of exclusively breastfeeding is a very long time, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that. I am even more proud of myself for having some formula in his diet now, because obviously it made such a big difference. So I'm glad that we did that. How did you lose the baby weight so fast? A lot of people said this. I really didn't. I'm back to what I weighed before, and I know I posted a video about the baby weight, I think like 6 weeks. Oh, I gained, I don't even know if I've ever said this. Actually, I was talking about it a few weeks ago. Because I didn't even know how many pounds I gained. I asked Chad, I forgot, and he knew, and it was 50 pounds throughout pregnancy. And I know that by, I think it was 6 weeks postpartum, I still had 15 pounds to go. And then by maybe, okay, I said what, 6 weeks? So maybe around 9 weeks postpartum or 10 weeks, I had lost all of the weight. And I don't eat healthy. I try to. I'm gonna eat like somewhat healthy. I should be way more healthier than I am. and it all came off. And I think it's just, of course, like a little bit of breastfeeding probably, but also having a baby, like you are running around all the time, and walking around with a 15, 16, 17 pound weight will make you lose weight. And also there are times where I don't even have time to eat. So I think that has something, a lot actually, that has to do with losing the weight. Okay, this one too, I thought was like real life, the epitome of real life. People asking if I ever let Forrest watch cartoons. And I don't think we started this. I mean, he wouldn't pay attention anyway until probably like 4.5 months. Sometimes we turn on a few minutes of cartoons for him if we are just exhausted, if we need our coffee. I would say this is like a few times a week. This is not like once a month. I don't want to make it sound like extremely rare because it's not, and of course you're not like supposed to until they are at least 2 years old, I think it is. But real life, we all have to brush our teeth, we all have to do our hair, we all have to get dressed and all of that. So a few minutes here or there, you have to live your life, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and honestly, it makes a difference having that every once in a while, at least as like an option when we really need a few minutes for something. I do not sit him in front of the TV for 30 minutes, an hour, anything like that. Sleep training. So we did take the Taking Care Baby sleep training course, and we have not started it literally at all. Forrest is almost 6 months, so I'm going to talk to his doctor about it again. I'm just like very afraid of sleep training. We talk about it a lot. I know that there are so many benefits to it, and I probably will end up doing it, but it's gonna be so hard for me. Like, I honestly was saying to chat, I might have to leave the house the first time or first few nights that we're doing it for a few hours and run errands or something, because I just can't let him cry. I cannot do it. And again, this is like very controversial, so I'm kind of surprised I'm talking about it, just because I don't want someone being like really mean. But I have talked to so many moms and asked for their advice and opinions on it from people who have done it, and they all said to me like, it's exactly what you need. So yes, I'm going to talk to Forrest's doctor about it again and see what he says. And the Taking Care Babies course is like so helpful. So many people have done it and like sworn by it. Helping Babies Sleep on Instagram is also like a really good resource that I follow too. So it's one of those things where there is not one way to do things, and I fully believe that there are so many different ways to do things, because there are, of course, so many different babies out there. Not one thing is right for everybody, so you really have to find like what is right for you. And I would be very surprised if it's like exactly what I'm doing or exactly what somebody else is doing. But haven't done any sleep training so far. We did stop the motion on his snoo. We bought one of those Hatch Baby sound machines. I always said like white noise is white noise, and not everyone, but a lot of people were saying to me like, Hatch Baby sound machine, you need it. And we had a few like horrible nights of sleep, and then I got that, and that was the same night that we stopped the motion on the snoo. So it's not even on at all, since the Hatch Baby is sort of loud. And it hadn't, like, he is fine. He didn't even care that it's not moving. I still think it's going to be hard for him to sleep in his room, in his crib. And again, like, I'm afraid to not have him in our room at night, so maybe I won't start sleep training at 6 months, because I know he needs to be in his own room. So a lot of people have asked me to do like a routine video, like his night routine, his morning routine, and it always is changing. I feel like I would post the video, and then a week later or 2 weeks later, it would not be our routine at all. I know there's so many people out there with like perfect schedules for their baby. They sleep from this time to this time, and every day it's the same. With us, it's not like that at all, because he doesn't always wake up at the same time. And that's another thing with the Taking Care Babies method. I don't know exactly how she phrases it, but it's something about like flexible routine, not a rigid schedule, because I mean, it's real life, you know, like some days you're home all day, some days you're home at 5:37 and your schedule is off. So I really like focusing on the wake windows, like, oh, he's been awake from here to here, so that's when he's going down. That's how we function around here, is wake windows, and just paying attention to that instead of an exact time for anything. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? There's always a lot of questions like this. And it's so weird that I don't even really know, because I feel like I've had everything like so planned out up until this point in life, at least how I wanted things to go. And we're so fortunate that they have gone that way. So as far as like having a baby, getting married, my job, our house, all of that, like that stuff is what I always had in mind as like a goal to plan. And now all of that has been accomplished and I really don't even know where I see myself in 10 years. Sometimes I say, and I would really love to be in like a warm state eventually and not have snow all winter. But we have like no plans about that. It's just a rough idea. We haven't even said like one day we'd like to live in this city or this state, anything like that. I mean, I've always said like Savannah, I love Savannah, but I haven't seriously thought about or looked into like one specific place. It's just a far away idea. How you are liking the new house? Is there anything that you don't like or anything that you realized after you moved in? So we love the new house. We love having so much more space. I will say, and this is like the biggest first world problem ever, so I'm not complaining, but I'm just like being honest. It is an overwhelming amount of space because the last house, even if it was like so filthy and I needed a lot of laundry done, I needed to sweep and mop and dust and wash the windows, I don't know, wash the bathtubs or the tub and then the shower at the old house. I could do all of that in one day. And yes, it was a lot of work, but I could easily, at least, not easily, I could finish it in one day. This house, I can be scrubbing a million miles a minute, doing as much as I can, and I will not finish it in one day. So that is like kind of scary, stressful, but at the same time, that is like, again, such a first world problem to have and a problem we are lucky to have. So, I mean, obviously we love the space and all of that, and I wouldn't, you know, like switch anything out, but it definitely is an adjustment, I guess I would say, like having so much more space than we had before. Hardest thing to adjust to being a new mom. And I feel like I'm bad at these sit down videos because it's like I don't even know how to answer so many questions. I would say like the sleep deprivation is a big one for me, and some people can function on not a lot of sleep and do so well, and some people can't, and I'm the kind of person who does not function well on not a lot of sleep. I would also say like you never have a chance, at least I don't, to I don't want to say soak things in, but like process, I guess, what's going on, because it's like one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. I think like paying attention to the wake windows is a lot harder than I thought it would be because I never thought about things like that before having a baby. So I feel like I can't always be like in the moment as much as I want to, because I want to make sure that I'm not keeping him up too long, because I know how unhappy he gets if he is up too long, sort of thing. So it's not like, of course I'm like in the moment when I'm like playing with him and all of that, but I have to at least be aware of like how long he's been awake, sort of thing, all the time. So that isn't as, I don't know, fun as I would want it to be, but I know the older he gets, the longer his wake windows are. Right now, it's just something that I have to like always have in the back of my head. Okay, sorry it stopped recording from talking too long, but how can you be productive with a baby and how you organize your time in life? I just filmed a video on this. It might be my last video or like a few videos back, of how I take care of the house with Forrest and all of that. And there are definitely days where literally I don't do anything except take care of him. He's having a fussy day, he's uncomfortable, he wants to be held, fine by me. I won't unload the dishwasher, I won't flip laundry, nothing. And there are days where he's so content, he wants to be in his things over here, his swing, his activity center, I guess I'm going to call it. He wants to be laying on his mat. And those are the days where I am like a million miles a minute. I'll play with him and then I'll watch him while I'm folding laundry or unloading the dishwasher, or I will wear him for his nap in a baby carrier while I'm folding laundry, which is so exhausting, but gotta do what you gotta do. So I just take advantage of the opportunities I have based off of his temperament. A lot of questions about starting a channel, advice for someone who's new on YouTube, etc. And consistency. People say all the time, but seriously, consistency is so important. I would say a mistake that I made when I was like really pushing it to have this as like a full-time job. I would work like my normal job. I'd be working on videos on my lunch break at night, and then I would want the video up so bad. I would post it at like 1 in the morning when I finished it. Don't do that. I would say on YouTube, it used to be so much easier for people to find your videos right away, at least in the first few days. at any time, and now it's really not like that. I would say post, it depends on like the sort of videos you film, but anywhere from the morning to fairly early in the afternoon, like anywhere from 8 a.m. to 1 or 2 in the afternoon at the latest. After that, I feel like it's harder for people to find your videos as soon as it's posted kind of thing the same day. Does Forrest wake up at night for feeding still? Yes, he does right now. I think he woke up 3 times last night. And he used to sleep through the night on his own. So I don't know what happened there, honestly, because I don't know. It's just things are always changing. That's why I said like I can't film a routine video. We don't have a routine. Sometimes it's only twice, but it's been 3 times a lot lately. And when he was around 3 months, he seriously slept 7 or 8 hours almost every night. So I haven't had him like sit there and cry it out. I haven't consoled him while he's in his bassinet because he is not the kind of baby. He will not let you do that. So I take him out, I feed him, and I put him right back down. Every once in a while, it's hard to get him back down. But for the most part at night, he knows it's nighttime and he's just out as soon as I set him down. How do you cope with postpartum hair loss? I've shared a lot of it on Instagram, just like showing you with my hair up what it looks like. I don't know if you can really tell on here. It depends on the light. I honestly think it looks so much worse on camera, like 70% of the time. It's really like thinned out along here. And I think it's slowed down. I think like the hair loss for sure has slowed down. Actually, it has, because I can see like short hairs throughout here that it's coming back. And I never did anything for it. I took my prenatals until like a week and a half ago. I ran out and I haven't had a chance to repurchase them with all of this stuff going on. So it doesn't really bother me that much. I do have a little less hair. People say it comes back. I hope it comes back. It is, but I mean, I hope it like fully comes back, because even like here, it's a lot thinner and it almost looks like shaved at some points. It's not that cute. So I'm really not worried about it. I know it's just part of the process. I know some people have like actual spots on their head where it's completely bald, and I don't have that, so I'm not going to complain. Are there any large purchases you've made that you regret? I really don't think so. I read this question a few days ago and I've been thinking about it, and honestly, I don't think so. I am the kind of person that like reads a million reviews. If I want something expensive, I don't just go, oh, I like that, and buy it. I like think about it for a long time, weeks or months. So I'm really not like an impulse buyer. I might have an impulse purchase at Target of something like $17, but I wouldn't buy something for hundreds or thousands of dollars without at least like researching it and making sure it's something I actually either like really want or need. Style change as a mom. So this winter, basically all I wore are my husband's t-shirts and a pair of leggings. Half of them were stained in paint from old projects. I didn't wear a whole lot of outfits since we didn't really leave the house a ton. And especially like with a baby, sometimes I'm like, what's the point of even putting on a real outfit, because he spits up a ton and it's going to be literally filled and spit up in a few minutes. So I would say like around Forrest, like sometimes I'm filming and I'm home alone with him, and so I will be wearing like a t-shirt or a nursing bra while I'm taking care of him, and then while he's sleeping or while I'm filming and he's in a toy, a swing, whatever, then I'll put back on like my normal shirt, just because that way I can wear it for the whole video kind of thing. So I've been doing that actually a lot. Like as soon as I'm done with this, I won't be wearing this jacket anymore. And this spot, I tried filming this video a few hours ago and it didn't work out. He was mad, and that is from him spit up or something. So this is how I'm hiding it. How much time do you spend making videos? And it really depends on the week. Again, like once I have help, I will be able to be super consistent. It depends on if it's a fussy week or if it's a great week. That is like 100% of what it depends on, is what's going on with Forrest. So there are weeks where I can get 3 videos up and things are going great. There are weeks where I don't, and we've been up all night. Like I tried filming on Sunday and I filmed for, I don't know, like 30 minutes. It wasn't enough for a video. And I was just so exhausted, like so sleep deprived, so exhausted. I literally didn't have it in me, so I didn't. But I mean, it's hard to explain until you're like really doing it if you want to do it, but there's so much more behind the scenes that goes into having a channel than filming videos. Like this, filming videos, I spend way less time on than literally any part of having a channel on YouTube. So, I mean, I definitely work 40 hours a week, if not a little more. Some weeks, if it's like a rough week, I'm working 30 hours, and it's also hard to say exactly like I worked from this time to this time because I'm doing so many different things. I'm working on a video and responding to messages on Instagram, and then a bunch of emails, and then I'm editing a video, and then I'm unloading the dishwasher. So it's like I'm always doing so many different things at the same time. How old are you? I'm 27. I'm almost 28 in a little over a month and a half, like a month and 3 weeks. What is his daily sleep schedule? So again, we don't have, like, I keep saying again and definitely, and obviously, like, those are the words when I am working on my videos that I'm like, girl, stop saying that. But we put Forrest to sleep, and Bud. We put Forrest to sleep between 6 and 7, and he wakes up between 6 and 7. So he didn't finally fall asleep until like a little after 7 last night, which is actually pretty good. And then he woke up at 6:30, but the day before he woke up at like 5:50. So those are our ideal ranges that we do like stick around. And that was something that helped him sleeping through the night a lot more, as we used to put him down like around 8, and then we realized and read and found out and were told that was way too late. So that helped a lot. Okay, I don't know how long I've been talking, but I need to feed Forrest now. I think it's been at least an okay length for a video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back in the next few days with regular videos. I hope that's okay with all of you. I feel like I need it for my sanity. I know a lot of you have been telling me that you need a distraction from everything that's going on. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. If you did like the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Let me know what you thought about the video in the comments. Let me know what you want to see on my channel in the future. As always, recent videos are linked down below. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending the time with me. And I will see you right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye.